Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call to order the January 4th, 2017 meeting of the Frederick County Planning Commission. And could I ask you if you'll join us in a moment of silence, please? Thank you. We have an agenda to adopt, and it is what it is.
Madam Chair, I move for adoption of the agenda.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Tonight's the night that we do some special things. It's our first meeting of the year, and we are going to elect officers, committee assignments, meeting schedule, adoption of bylaws and roles and responsibilities. And let's see, Mr. Mike.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, members of the Planning Commission. Happy New Year. Welcome to our first meeting. And of course, at this meeting, we have to do the business of electing the chairman, the vice chairman, and the secretary of the Planning Commission. So at this point, I'd like to open the nominations for the chairman of the Frederick County Planning Commission for 2017.
Nominate June Wilmot.
Second.
Nominations be closed.
Nominations closed. All those in favor of Ms. Wilmot as the Planning Commission chairman?
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'd like to, at this point, open the nominations for vice chairman of the Planning Commission for 2017.
Nominate Roger Thomas.
Second.
Any more
Move
nominations?
be closed.
Nominations closed. All those in favor of Mr. Thomas as the vice chairman of the Frederick County Planning Commission for 2017?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Congratulations, Mr. Thomas, and hopefully you're recovering very, very well, and we all wish you the best.
He said he was going to watch us tonight, so. Well, I'm going to take the big role of asking for nominations for our secretary.
Nominate Mike Ruddy.
Second.
Any other nominations?
Move the nomination be closed. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, let's talk a wee bit about schedule, and we'll go through the ones that we know about, and that is the commission obviously meets on the first and third Wednesdays of the month at 7 p.m. in this room. Comp Plans and Programs meets on the second Monday of each month at 7 p.m. in the first floor conference room, and the Development and Review and Regulations Committee meets the fourth Thursday of each month at 7 p.m. in the first floor conference room. And I'm going to ask a question. Does anybody think we ought to change those? Oh, okay. Would you, somebody make a motion that we will hold the meetings on those dates? Wait a minute, I got one more thing. Is that what we have to do also is, for the purpose of the Planning Commission, if it is that we were in weather tonight, we would meet on the next day, which is Thursday. So we want to add that to the meeting schedule. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
June,
Sir?
what would happen if we'd have another meeting with this department on the following night or something? The other one would be canceled, I guess, and keep the planning commission meeting?
And for the Planning Commission meeting, if we're canceled because of weather, we meet the next evening.
We'd have it on Thursday evening.
Yeah.
What if we would have a meeting that night with someone else, like the RRS or something?
It'd be the following week.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And we are looking at committee assignments, and this is obviously something that gets done at this meeting. What we're going to do is talk about membership of the Comp Plans and Programs Committee in two ways, and also for Development Review and Regulations Committee two ways. We're going to talk only about the planning commissioners and where they serve. And when we get done doing that, I'll have some time after this meeting to identify new people or talk to new people who would like to join up with us and know what a terrific job it is. let me see here for comp plans. Let me address Christopher Moan for the Red Bed District, Gary Oates for Stonewall District, Rhodes Marston, Back Creek District, Paige Manuel from Shawnee District, Robbie Molden from Opequon District, Chuck Dunlap from the Red Bud District, and Roger and I serve ex officio on comp plans. And if you'd like to make a change, just talk to me afterwards, not this meeting, but whenever you get a notion to it, and we can work something out. The Development Review and Regulations, the Planning Commission members are Greg Unger from Back Creek, Kevin Kenny from Gainsborough, Gary Oates from Stonewall, Larry Ambrosi from Shawnee, and again, Roger and myself serving as ex officio. I do want to really be serious about the fact that there's some real value and enjoyment in doing what we do. And if anyone out there in the universe has a notion, I'm going to ask that Mike be the touch point. And please, if you will, to give Mike a call and suggest to him where you'd like to serve. And I'd love to talk to you. So that's the way it goes. And you never know how it's going to work out, do you, Chuck Dunlap? He called in, he wanted to do something in a subgroup, and we made him sit on the planning commission. So it's a good thing we did. Okay, also to do is appoint the liaisons to our variety of committees in which the planning commission members serve. And again, I don't want to assume a thing, but let me share with you what we'll start with, and that's on the Transportation Committee, Gary Oates, Historic Resources Advisory Board, Bill Klein, Conservation Easement Authority, Charles Triplett, Frederick County Sanitation Authority, Mr. Greg Unger, and thank you, Kevin Kenny, for serving as the liaison to the Winchester Planning Commission. I thank you all for that. And again, if there's some things that you need to change, let me know. This was just a quicker way of getting the year started. I'm going to give this back to Mike, and he's going to talk to us about bylaws and behavior.
Keeping on as you have done over the past several years, which has been very well. Of course, the bylaws and the roles and responsibilities of the Planning Commission are included in your agenda. The bylaws include several changes that we've discussed before with regards to clarifying calendar days for certain deadlines. In addition, tabling has been replaced appropriately with the word postponed. So you'll see those changes throughout the bylaws. And the one minor change that also reflects that in the responsibilities deals with tabling and postponement. So you saw these at your December Planning Commission meeting, and hopefully the bylaws and the roles and responsibilities are satisfactory to the Planning Commission, so you can keep on moving forward over this upcoming year.
Comments, any thoughts?
You would need a motion.
Yes.
Move for adoption of the bylaws.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Thank you very much. We have a meeting minutes from November the 2nd.
Move we adopt the meetings from November 2nd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. We do have, I think, some, actually, you know what? The city of Winchester is our report for tonight for mostly. So come on, Kit, and tell us what's going on.
Thank you, Chair, Commissioners. So the following will be a report of the City of Winchester Planning Commission. The briefing will span from December 20th to yesterday's work session. December 20th was a public hearing. On Tuesday, for the public hearing of December 20th, a CUP request for an extended stay lodging at 2645 Valley Avenue was recommended for denial for, among other reasons, the applicant has a history of being out of compliance with existing ordinances and standards, in addition to the significant public health and safety impacts that have taken place from 2014 to present at the existing site of the applicant. A recommendation for approval was forwarded for 2.3 acres of land at 217 East Southwark. The request was on behalf of Oakcrest Builders for rezoning of a medium-density residential to medium-density residential with a planned unit development PUD overlay to comprise 27 two-story units. The approval also included a support of a PUD comprising fewer than 5 contiguous acres. Also, a subdivision with improvements at 12 through 50 Ricketts Drive was recommended for approval and forwarded to City Council for Ricketts Business Center, LLC. And then lastly, on December 20th, Bapa Hospitality, LLC, an affiliate of Motel 6's national brand at 1347 Berryville Avenue, requested an extended stay lodging CUP, which was recommended for approval because the proposal as submitted would not adversely affect the health, safety, and welfare in the neighborhood. And the lone item for our work session yesterday, Tuesday, was a review of, for our upcoming public hearing on Tuesday, January 17th at 3 p.m., an ordinance to amend the Corridor Enhancement District standards and guidelines based upon public feedback and good planning practice. And that's all.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. I misunderstood something, so let me get back to my misunderstanding. Transportation Committee? Ms. Rose?
Yes, ma'am, we met December 19th. The Transportation Committee met with the school board representatives. They were looking at a way to improve the entrance out at Frederick County Middle School out on 522 North. The Transportation Committee again recommended that they try and find a path out to get to Gainsborough Road to improve sight distance and safety on pulling out on 522. Plus, a lot of the buses don't need to necessarily get to 522. If they hit Gainsborough Road, they can work the back roads to where they need to go. And then there was a update on our county projects. Snowbridge Boulevard to the north they're pretty much finished. They're just wrapping up the final punch list, and that road will be open. The Tevis Street extension out Airport Road, ID-1 Bridge, design on that is at 75%. It's still in the review process. Renaissance Drive, they're working with CSX right now on a crossing to extend that. Valley Mill Road realignment, it's at 30% design. And at the Joe Worley Drive extension, if you remember with Willow Run, initial meetings are being started on that and a draft agreement to start looking at building that section and the on-ramps.
That's a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
No, thank you. Mr. Unger?
I want a question before I report. Gary, that, when you're crossing the railroad track up there at Renaissance, what, are they going to cross it, bridge it, or do you know?
They're still working with CSX.
We don't know yet.
We don't have a final answer.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Sanitation Department met December 20th. Some of the things they had, customer base is at 14,863 for connections. Monthly water average for October was 5.2 million gallon per day, which is down some from what it was. We was running about 6 million gallon, but of course we're in the winter and the people aren't watering their lawns and washing their cars like they were. Stevens City Deal Plant is still losing ground pulling out of the quarry because we're not using that well up there anymore. So we're only withdrawing about 1.5 million gallon a day. And we're purchasing a lot more water from Winchester because of that. So what the county is doing, they've been doing for the last several months, is trying to find other resources for water, digging wells and different things at this point, but they are working very hard at trying to getting more water for the county. And the Anderson plant in Clearbrook is pretty stable. It's staying real good, and we're drawing about 1.6 million gallon per day out of that. And we're not having a problem there. And rainfall for October was 1.4 inches, which is one of the reasons there's quarries down in Stephen City. We're not getting the water that we need.
Thank you, sir.
That's
Thank
it.
you very much. Mr. Dunn from the Board of Supervisors, it had to be two places at once, so he sent me his report, and I'd be delighted to read it to you. Madam Chair, the Frederick County Board of Supervisors met on December the 14th and passed a 12-month outdoor festival permit for Belgrove Plantation pursuant to the Frederick County Code, Chapter 86, Section 86-3. The Board of Supervisors also had a discussion on the 2035 Comprehensive Plan update, including the Kernstown Area Plan and the Leonard Property Comp Plan Amendment, CPPA 01-16. And those were the actions that they took for Planning Commission business, and it concludes his report, and we thank him for his diligence. Thank you. Okay, now is the time that we have for citizen comments, if there's anybody in the audience who'd like to address us, but not to the public hearing. All right, seeing none, I will close the citizen comment portion. This is a public hearing. It is the 2035 Comprehensive Plan. And the plan addresses the future of Frederick County for its citizens. The plan is supported by two appendices, Appendix 1, which includes each of the county's area plans, including the Kernstown Area Plan, and an update to the Southern Frederick Area Plan to include CPPA 01-16 for the Leonard property, and Appendix 2, which provides background analysis and studies in support of the plan. And Mrs. Perkins is going to be with us on this, and she and Mr. Tyler, again, deserve our thanks.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, members of the commission. As you stated, this is the public hearing for the 2035 Comprehensive Plan update. Included within that plan is the main document, which is the plan. It's supported by two appendix. Appendix 1 contains the area plans, also the Kernstown Area Plan update and the Leonard Property CPPA, and also Appendix 2, which is the background and supporting studies. Now, really where this has been over the past 2 years, we did the announcement for the 5-year update back in 2015. From there, we had a number of stakeholder and committee meetings throughout 2015 and 2016. More recently, I went to the Planning Commission retreat back in April. We had a number of other editor comments throughout 2016. There was a series of public meetings held in the summer of 2016. It then went to a joint work session with the Planning Commission and the board back in August, and then throughout the September and October timeframe, we received another number of comments from the board, and then from there we did a number of edits and reductions in the text. So what's changed from the previously adopted plan to this update? We revised the focus for the future and the goals and strategies. There's a number of text revisions, simplification of terms, and an overall reduction in the amount of text. We've updated some facts and figures as well as the maps throughout the appendix. There's expanded text on future business and economic development opportunities. We've added a section for the Frederick County Sanitation Authority, also the inclusion of the Kernstown Area Plan and the SWAZA expansions for that. And then we've also, with this updated, included the Leonard Property Sewer Water Service Area, which was part of the June CPPA requests. That was the one out of the group that the board sent forward. So these are really just two of the main maps from the 2035 plan. On the left, we have the overall plan, which is a compilation of all of the small area studies. It's termed the Frederick County Long Range Land Use Plan. And then on the right, we have the Eastern Frederick County Road Plan, which is the overall road network for the future of Frederick County. And just a little bit about some of the main inclusions. We have the Kernstown Area Plan. And this, we've really been working on this one for a while. What we've changed since it was really reviewed back in 2015, there were some simplifications to the text We've updated the maps with some SWAZA expansion boundaries around some previously designated industrial and commercial. There's some DSA, which is now sensitive natural areas adjustments, and some land use adjustments. And I would note that since the Board of Supervisors met for the discussion on 2035, there's been a small sewer water service area inclusion around this area. Previously, it really went through a piece of property more in this location, but then the board requested that the entire area be included in the SWAZA. So that's a change that this body is seeing for the first time tonight. Now on to the Leonard property SWAZA expansion. Now, this was a request for 43 acres to be included in the SWAZA. This area is currently zoned rural. However, it was previously designated for a commercial, office, and industrial. Now, the property, it's located on White Oak Road, across from a residential subdivision. As you can see, here is the commercial office is the kind of striped area, and then the industrial in the back. So that property has been included in the southern area plan. And within the appendix, there's also some text that was added with the amendment really pertaining to future changes to White Oak Road that may be necessary. So I won't read all that, but that's what it pertained to. So the steps where this plan has been within the past few months, it had a comprehensive plan and programs committee discussion and endorsement in October. It went to this board in November for discussion. It then went to the Transportation Committee at their November meeting due to the comments we received from VDOT. And then that chapter came back before the Planning Commission at your December 7th meeting. The entire document went to the Board of Supervisors for discussion at their December 14th meeting, and they did send it forward to public hearing. And so tonight is the public hearing for the 2035 update. We are seeking a recommendation from the commission to forward to the board. And I would be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Any questions of Mrs. Perkins? Any? No? No? Well, we will then therefore have the public hearing.
Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience that'd like to speak to us regarding this comprehensive plan change? Anyone at all? Well, seeing no one, we will close the public hearing. I guess it's our turn now. What would you like to do?
Well, Madam Chair, I'd just say that I think this is a great product. There's been a lot of work that's gone into it by a lot of folks in the community to develop the updated plan. And I know staff has, worked on a couple iterations of it, based on feedback that the commission and the board has provided over that time. So it's been kind of a heavy lift, and it's been I think a positive experience. And I think it's a much better plan as a byproduct of that. With that said, I'd move that the Planning Commission recommend that the Board of Supervisors approve the draft 2035 comprehensive plan, including Appendix 1 and Appendix 2 to include the Kernstown area plan and the Leonard property SWAZA expansion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any comments about this? Any further discussion? Mr. Unger?
Yeah.
Marston, yes.
Ambrosi, yes. Manuel, yes.
Klein, yes.
Oates, yes.
Molden, yes. Kenny, yes.
Triplett, yes.
Dunlap, yes.
Moan, yes.
And the chair votes yes. This will go to the Board of Supervisors on the 25th of January. Thank you. I think we've come to the end of our story for the evening.
Meeting next month, or next?
Are we having, Mike, what's the schedule?
We have no items for your Planning Commission meeting at this time, and therefore we would be looking for a potential cancellation of that meeting.
Are you saying yes?
We have no items anticipated for this upcoming meeting,
Okay.
so therefore
Move we
can
cancel our next meeting.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Thank you very much. And now,
Move for adjournment.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Stay a while.
Do you want to go home?